Greetings YouTube, Fuzzfinger here, and welcome to Final Fantasy 15 episode Ignis. So this is the third major piece of character DLC that we have received for the game, following episode Gladius and episode Prompto. And episode Ignis promises to be the best of them all, at least that's what I've heard so far, but I'm sure we can make our own judgments on that as we go through. It's available as of today, 13th of December 2017. On both PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, if you own the original game Final Fantasy 15 of course, and either the Season Pass or you can purchase it separately as DLC. So without any further ado, let's get started with episode Ignis. I've personally tried to avoid as many spoilers for this as possible, so obviously I can see Ravus there in the background is going to be involved in some way, along with Luna Freya and obviously Noctis as well. So we'll see how we get on with this. Let's get started, shall we?
Listen well. A king cannot lead by standing still. A king pushes onward always, accepting the consequences and never looking back. That said, a king can accept nothing without first accepting himself. Should he stand still, I ask you to stand by him and lend him a hand, as his friend and as his brother. Please, take care of my son.
I'm afraid I must ask your forgiveness.
The trial should be over by now, right?
Can't tell a bloody thing from here. Let's make for the altar.
Look out!
Episode Ignis. Oh, that was a fantastic opening, actually. I love that soundtrack. And this is Chapter 1, Callings. So I believe there's 3 chapters in all, but I could be mistaken on that. So for that opening scene there, we had an extract from Apocalyptus Aquarius, I think it's called, or something of those, of that nature. But for the majority of the episode here, we're actually going to be getting new music, which from what I've heard is very, very good indeed. So straight away I can see we've got an interesting interface going on here, with a damage multiplier on the side, and with some elements tied to the D-pad there. Let's see what we've got in terms of menu options.
Prompto!
Iggy, I thought you were a goner.
It'll take more than little Seawater. I'm more worried about Noct. I'll find a way to the altar, but I need you to keep the enemy distracted.
You got it.
I need a...
Okay, so we need to get to high ground. I love the way that we're just thrust into the middle of the action here. So this is all taking place in Altissia when the Hydraxian has been summoned by Luna Freya in order for Noctis to try and regain control of it. And of course, in the main narrative of the game, the rest of our comrades went off on their own and we didn't really see much of what happened to them other than the fact that Ignis comes back blind. So hopefully we'll find out all the answers to our questions in episode Ignis here as we go through. I must apologise first of all. Hang on, I'll get to the cutscene.
They've got eyes everywhere.
Okay, Ignis' spell daggers can be imbued with elemental properties using the D-pad to switch elemental enhancements. Okay, so he's not going to be casting with magic. I was worried then that he was going to be. He is going to be using those daggers by the looks of things. And he can imbue them with elemental properties, pretty much like he does in the main game actually for Noctis. Press up to flame bind your spell daggers. Blades imbued with fire type elemental energy are strong against single targets. Ah, fantastic. Okay, so if we're fighting against a single target, we want to use flame. And I'm guessing ice or lightning for when we're AoEing multiple targets. Yeah, what I was going to say was, I apologise because I've come into my garage, which is where I do my recording, and it's absolutely freezing. We've had a load of snow here in the UK over the last couple of days. And here in the UK, we do not handle extreme weathers very well at all. And we've had a lot of it as well, unfortunately. So it's absolutely freezing. I am dithering playing this game. But because the episode was released, I really didn't want to avoid missing out on it. Right, press left in order to frostbind your spell daggers. Blades imbued with ice-type elemental energy deal damage to enemies around the target. Right, so AoE in other words. Frostbind your spell daggers and land 5 hits. Yeah, we just do not handle the cold well. I have got a heater on, but it's not doing much at all, to tell you the truth. The whole country came to a standstill over the last couple of days. No one could go to work or anything. It's great in, countries of the world where you can handle these kinds of weather with your snow plows and everything, but we just don't have anything like that over here. We suck. Press right to stormbind your spell daggers. Blades imbued with lightning-type elemental energy allow the wielder to zip across the field to strike away faraway foes. Okay, so I'm going to try and remember this. Fire is for single target, ice is for AoE at melee range, and lightning is kind of like for warp strikes, I guess, or something. Anyway, I'm just grateful that we actually have power still in this area. A lot of houses in the UK are currently without power. Okay, so now we're in melee range, I'm going to switch over to Frost here. Let's just stay on lightning, shall we? So hold triangle to collect your thoughts and focus or dodge attacks. Well, I'm getting just bombarded with information here. I'm going to start forgetting some of this. And land counter strikes to fill the yellow meter. Then press triangle when the meter is full to gain total clarity, allowing you to target and attack multiple enemies at once. Okay. So the reason I was apologising for the whole cold situation is that the heater I've got on is quite an old blow heater, and you can probably hear it in the background. So if you've got a hum coming through, then that's what that is, and there's not much I can really do about it, unfortunately. When you gain total clarity, your spell daggers perform differently depending on their elemental enchantment. So basically it improves whatever enchantment we're using. So they still do what it is they're supposed to do, but with extra damage by the looks of it. So I've used total clarity, but that's probably a waste because all the enemies are dead here.
Just keep coming.
String together consecutive hits to increase your damage output. Okay, so that's the damage multiplier we was looking at earlier on. And it looks like it caps out at 4 times damage. And then it runs out very quickly afterwards. Anything else to do here? We've got the quest marker. Ah, more enemies. Press square immediately after taking damage to steady yourself, then circle for a counter strike. Okay. And let's see what this is. High jump. Alright, so now we get the opportunity to grapple. Use your hook shot to ascend buildings and cross rooftops with ease. I've got to say the combat so far has actually been a lot of fun. I know we've only really gone through the tutorial aspects, but I like having to think on your feet type of thing in order to know which enchantment to use for the situation that you found yourself in. So it looks like Titan's holding off some of the Imperial forces. Arcaleo district has fallen, did that say? Imperial forces have overtaken the city of Altissia. Press R3 to check their presence on the situation map. Oh wow, this is all new. Press R1 to observe the state of Altissia from above. Tilt R to take a look around. Different colours show which party controls a given area. Niflheim for red, Accordo for blue, and white is open. Wipe out the Imperial forces in an area to return control to Accordo. Oh, this is interesting then. So we've got to go through each area systematically by the looks of things in order to restore Altissia back to Accordo, taking it away from Niflheim. So we can have a look around. So the white areas are areas that are not being occupied by any force. So assuming these are going to be taken by Niflheim, I guess, and we have to take them back maybe. And then the red ones are the areas we have to clear out, such as the one we're in at the moment. Okay, R1 change view. Okay, let's just zoom out a bit. Bring the sitemap back up. So there's lots of red we've got to clear. Okay, it's a little bit confusing, but I'm guessing it's all going to make sense as we make our way through. So the first thing we're going to do is jump down at this point.
Attention, all units. The Hydrian has fallen to the Archean.
Check the Empire strength in a given area from the fluctuating power balance graph in the upper left. Reclaim an area by wiping out all Imperial forces posted in that sector.
Imperial forces moving from the city center towards the altar. All units withdraw from the front lines immediately. I repeat, all units withdraw immediately.
I've got to say the cold enchantment seems to do a heck of a lot of damage. Even compared to the single targets of fire. Look at that. Do we have potions and stuff? Yes, we've got 20 potions, 6 high potions, and a bunch of Phoenix Down and Elixir as well. And we need to use lightning to move around from AoE. Wow, these things don't like electricity by the looks of it. Kind of makes sense. Any more enemies, or is that it? Yes, there is. You've got to be fast as well with that square if you do fall back. It doesn't stay on the screen for very long at all. Oh, brilliant. We've taken back our first district here.
I need to get to the altar before that happens.
You could try crossing the eastern bridge, if it's still standing.
Here's to hoping. Heading that way now. Wish me luck.
Head to the eastern bridge, okay?
Madam Secretary, come in.
What now?
I need your help. I fear Noctis is in danger.
As is the entire city of Altissia, in case you haven't taken a look around. He and his girlfriend are probably long gone.
No. I made a promise to keep him safe. A promise I intend to keep.
How noble. I'll see what my men can do, but I won't promise anything.
So there's a campsite, it says, around here. I'm wondering if we can get buffed.
Loud and clear.
What's your status?
Preoccupied.
It probably will be for a while.
Understood.
What about...
Pronto? Pronto! Do you copy?
I just wanted to get through some of that dialogue there. I don't think we're timed on getting back these districts. If we are, I can't see anything on the screen that's telling us that we are. Okay, so this is where we can rest and save. Probably be a good opportunity to do so. Okay, so it doesn't look like we get buffed or anything. But we did loot a sharp bone, so I'm assuming that we are going to be able to get recipes of some kind. Right then, and there's also something we can loot down here, is there? It's more over this way, actually. I want to try and get the loot if we can. Since it's bound to come into useful for something later on. Okay, so if we press R3, we can access the map here, and then we can zoom out with R1. And we can see there's a district here in front of us that needs to be taken. But I'm just going to grab some of this stuff before we do. Okay, I'm not going to bother trying to find the loot that's showing up on the map here. Since I want to try and keep things moving quite quickly if possible. If I wasn't, you know, making a video, I probably would. But for the sake of your guys' entertainment, I'm going to just move on here. And we're entering a new district. That looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff we need to take care of in here as well. Can we come down here yet? Right, let's go up the roofs. So we can move around a little bit quicker then. Okay, and here's the enemies. Right, let's use his total clarity, since it does a nice bit of damage then, doesn't it? Look at that. And I can see we need to get to higher ground here. Okay, so lightning isn't quite like warp strike, in that sense, that it actually takes us to the enemies. They still have to be on the same level as us. Okay, I've got red lines coming at me from every which direction here. There's one. Okay, there's obviously still enemies here because we haven't finished off clearing yet. There we go. And then more up here.
Yeah. This is it.
So the total clarity ability is something you can build up by holding triangle. And then you can unleash it as a single target attack. Not just on a single target, but as a one-off attack type thing. By pressing triangle again. And it looks like we've taken another street back here. So we need to just keep working our way, I guess, towards the red quest marker. Probably not a great idea to fall down. In order to get over to the bridge. And we've got another area to clear out. Oh, this is actually quite fun, the lightning, isn't it? You dart all over the place. I'm guessing it makes you hard to be hit by the enemies as well, although we could just get hit. Move, move, move. Right, let's take care of some of these guys. Where am I?
This can't be.
Did we get that thing? I think so. Okay, we've done it. Whew, that was quite intense, actually. We had to get through a couple of potions, but it looks like we can actually rekindle our supplies here by just going around and looting stuff off the benches and whatnot. And we're very close to the bridge. Just over there, we were fighting by it. And I've just gone around and looted a few bits, and I've just made my way over to the campsite that's right next to that bridge. So I think we'll finish off this first episode here. I'm going to go and grab some lunch. But so far I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving this combat. And I believe there's a patch out now. I'm going to go and have a look at it at some point, where you can actually control Ignis and Gladiolus or Prompto in the main game. So that should be exciting as well, if it's going to bring across these kinds of systems that we're seeing with the DLCs. But guys, if you've enjoyed this first episode, please don't forget to leave a like and be subscribed to the Fuzz Finger Gaming YouTube channel. And I'll see you next time as we continue on with episode Ignis. Goodbye.